Hello and welcome. This is TBC News, our top stories. Vice President orders relevant taxation review. World Trade Organization challenges least developed countries on trade.
One, we support the mainland Tanzania and we support Zanzibar.
Good evening. I am Kanki Mwaigomole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. The Vice President, Dr. Philip Mpango, directs the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Planning and Investment to review the country's tax systems so as to compete in the contemporary economic times. Dr. Mpango made the remarks during the opening of Tax and Investment Forum for the year 2024, which is being held at the Julius Nyerere International Conference Center in Dar es Salaam. Peter Mganga attended the forum and has prepared the following report.
It is the launch of the Tax and Investment Forum for the year 2024, were attended by various government leaders and other stakeholders from private sector. Dr. Philip Mpango, who has officiated the forum, emphasizes on the improvement of tax payment systems.
Tanzania imeendelea kuwa kitovu cha uwekezaji.
Tanzania has continued to be an investment center and a country that has fast-growing economy in the Southern Sahara region. Despite of the financial and the social hurdles that are going on in the world, in 2023, the growth of nation's income is estimated to be 5% compared to 5.7% for the year 2022. Our expectations for the year 2024 is a growth of 5.5%. Price fluctuation are continuing to be controlled, of which in the period of July up to December 2023, is reached an average of 3.2%. According to the statistics of TIC, a total of 526 projects that have value of $5.3 million in 2023 compared to 256 projects of a value of $3.3 million for the year 2021.
On the other hand, the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, says the ministry recognizes the importance of increasing stakeholders' engagement, while the Minister of Planning and Investment, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, says from 2019 to 2023, the government has been making changes and improvements in policy, legal, and related to tax.
Mheshimiwa mgeni rasmi, wa kuongeza nguvu katika ushirikishwaji huu.
Honorable guest of honor, we see the importance of increasing efforts in this issue because we still face challenges in strengthening the economy and increasing the collection of internal revenue. For example, the voluntary payment of tax, especially by using electronic machines,
tumeshafanya mabadiliko na maboresho.
The government has directly made changes and improvements on policies, laws, principles that concern tax and other issues in 665 areas in a period of 5 years from 2099 to 2023. Within those improvements, 416 improvements have aimed at improving a conducive environment for business and investment in the country.
Furthermore, various stakeholders says the forum will help to improve tax and investment issues for the wider interest of the nation.
This is going to be an important platform for stakeholders from private sector, from government, from development partners to discuss opportunities or options for increasing tax collection, but also what other strategies we can utilize as a country.
This forum is a very good thing, and of course we thank the Ministry of Finance for coordinating it. It will bring a very big impact for this year's budget, as we discussed.
As a private sector, get a forum whereby we can air out our business challenges, we can air out what we face when we're out in the field, and that this is a platform where these challenges can be taken on board.
This year's forum carries the theme, Policy Reforms for the Investments, Domestic Revenue, Mobilization, and Inclusive Economic Growth. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Least developed countries, including Tanzania, have been urged to explore beyond the traditional means of trade in order to foster trade and bring about development. The new means includes the utilization of the digital trade and services, among others. Speaking at the World Trade Organization's 13th Ministerial Conference in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, the World Trade Organization's Director of Development Division, Tawfiq Rahman, says that it is imperative that these countries engage the private sector, academia and trade experts in order for them to provide lucrative support in the realization of improved trading systems. Faida Ngaga is attending the conference and has prepared the following report.
It is the second day of the 13th World Trade Organization Ministerial Conference here in Abu Dhabi, UAE. Ministers and other world leaders are here to review the functioning of the multilateral trading system and to ensure the implementation of various agreements. The Director of Development Division from the World Trade Organization, Tawfiq Rahman, urges least developed countries to think beyond the traditional means of trade and invest further into the digital economy and ensure diversification of production base.
There should be initiatives to diversify your production base. There should be initiative to diversify your market base. Then there should be initiatives to see how trade is happening today. I talked about digital trade. Now, when you talk about digital trade, basically it's a huge portion is digitally enabled services trade. Now, when you talk about services, there it comes that your government should think of how can I benefit from the opportunities in services trade. Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, these are the countries hugely benefit from tourism. Even one of the ways one of the trade experts was saying that environmental goods and services. Many LDCs produce organic products. Maybe some of the agricultural items are still fetching high duties in developed markets. But if you can produce organic products, and if you can, establish the fact that that your products are produced in an environmentally sustainable way, and this is something that you can promote and increase.
Furthermore, the Executive Director of the Enhanced Integrated Framework at the World Trade Organization, Ratnakar Adhikari, commended mainland Tanzania and Zanzibar for their active role in implementing projects that have been supported by the Enhanced Integrated Framework, EIF, and thereafter elaborated how they have changed people's lives.
In the case of Tanzania, very interesting example. So we have two different kinds of projects that we support. One, we support the mainland Tanzania, and we support Zanzibar. In Zanzibar, you will be pleased to learn that there's this seaweed farming. So trade is mainstream in seaweed farming, as a result of which they are able to now more effectively utilize the market access opportunity. So it's been a very, very successful example in Tanzania.
The 13th Ministerial Conference, which commenced on the 26th of February and will end on the 29th of February 2024, has also been an avenue to welcome Comoros and Timor-Leste as the newest members of World Trade Organization.
I'm so delighted and touched to join the MC13 chair in congratulating the governments and peoples of Comoros and Timor-Leste and in welcoming them as new members of our WTO family, bringing our total membership to 166.
Faida Ngaga, TBC News, Abu Dhabi, UAE.
The Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, is expected to arrive in the country for a 3-day state visit from February the 29th to March the 2nd, 2024, at the invitation of the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan. According to the statement released by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Prime Minister will officially meet and hold talks with his host, Samia Suluhu Hassan, at the State House in Dar es Salaam on March the 1st. The aim of the visit, apart from promoting and strengthening diplomatic relations between the two nations, is to strengthen the economic cooperation between Tanzania and Ethiopia. The two countries have been cooperating in various areas, including trade and investment, education, culture, aviation, agriculture, livestock, illegal immigration, control, protection, and security. The cordial diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia has triggered further relations, enabling the quality production of various products, including leather products. The ambassador to Indonesia to Tanzania, Trayo Yogo Jatmiko, made the remarks in Mwanza while opening the leather products training conducted by experts from Indonesia and Germany. Here is a report by Moses Matthew, read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
It is a training on how to make quality leather products involving 25 producers from various regions in the country. The training is being conducted by experts from Germany and Indonesia and is being held in Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, DIT, Mwanza campus.
We have brought different skilled designers from numerous places in the country. They are here to add on to their skills, after they will be recommended by DIT to train others.
Trayo Yogo Jatmiko is the ambassador of Indonesia in Tanzania.
This is one of the training, one of the sector in which we are going to develop. It will not end after this training finish. It will be continuing.
Indonesia shows its commitment to deepen ties with Tanzania.
So I just want to underscore to you all the commitment of our country to help empower Tanzanian, not only the people but the countries, to be more advanced as we all belonging to the same global south. We are coming from developing countries based on the friendship of President Julius Nyerere with our president at that time, President Sukarno and President Suharto. That legacy of friendship we will be continuing.
The arrival of leather goods experts from Indonesia touches the government.
It's part of the results of the exchange visit made by our president. So we really express and appreciate this relationship, and we are hoping that it will further grow.
Indonesians are greatly enhanced, so we hope to acquire knowledge from them. I believe through this training, I'll be able to improve my work.
They should not leave us behind after the training, because by doing so, we will lose focus. Some of us may not be able to have capital to start a business.
The training is expected to be completed by March 8th this year.
The Minister of Industry and Trade, Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, urges the Elsewed Electric Company, which produces power cables and transformers, to capitalize on the markets available in the East African Community, the Southern African Development Community, SADC, and even in the African Continental Free Trade Area, so as to boost the country's economy. She made the remarks in Dar es Salaam when she visited the factory, aiming to inspect progress made in the production. Mr. Kijaji insists that the ministry is ready to cooperate with the factory in marketing and selling the products and maximize on the markets available in the 54 African countries.
Ukifika Burundi, wenzetu sasa wanaijenga mno nchi yao.
When you go to Burundi, you'll witness how they restructure their country. It is now your opportunity to visit Burundi to discover the market demand. We should cooperate to accomplish this. We can even go to Uganda to determine the market demand, and finally be able to trade our products together. Our president is in the top leadership in the free trade business sector in Africa. She is at the forefront supporting women and the youth. Most of you around here today are youth. Let's help our president to stand firm so that we can be able to conduct this business well.
Imara ili tuifanye biashara hii vizuri.
On the other hand, the executive director of Eswedi for East African countries, Ibrahim Kamar, says that the factory, which has employed more than 200 young Tanzanians, was established to make Tanzania a center of electric products production for East Africa and Africa, but also to penetrate into various markets internationally.
If we talk about our facilities here, we are around 214 employees as we speak today. This is only for the 2 phases, and considering the future expansion plan, we're expecting to reach 500. So allow me, Your Excellency, to show our footprint. How did we start our operations in Tanzania, and let's say simple our journey here.
Financial institutions in the country have been required to maximize on blockchain technology to ensure secure transactions, lower compliance expenses, and accelerate data transfer processing. Speaking immediately after the special training on the technology to new Tanzania Revenue Authority operators in Dar es Salaam, the CEO of Miltech Ecosystem, Jafet Raphael, says it is crucial for the operators to be well acquainted with the technology to reap its benefits.
We are here at the Institute of Tax Administration. As I said before, tax collectors need to be knowledgeable on the blockchain technology because it affects the currency. There are different transactions that have been completed using blockchain technology. Apart from the Institute of Tax Administration that works with financial expertise responsible in collecting taxes. All other institutes such as police institutes and other security agencies at large need to be well informed on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology helps in creating security agencies system which cannot be easily compromised.
On the other hand, some of the beneficiaries of the training expressed their delight for undergoing the training, looking forward to improved services to the citizens.
To understand it, so we can keep learning for our future tax collection revenue in our country. Well, this is the first time in our country, so we can formulate the modes on how to make a collection later on.
And we also like to thank the team for coming here and sharing their awareness in regards to the technology product. And at the same time, we would like to emphasize in using this product as it's quite very good, and also because it's in regards to technology, and we need it to expand more so that it can also come to help us in the future.
People do not think that thing can work. Someone will think, okay, how can I put money in a phone and can transact that money through an SMS? But now, by using blockchain technology, it's more simple, safe, and secure. That means we need to show the society on what is important, and this is important.
More than 1,300 Burundian children aged between 12 to 15 years were illegally trafficked and have been returned to their home country within a year. The head of the Burundian government delegation, who have come to Tanzania for a special meeting to discuss how to tackle the human trafficking problem, Colonel Epicience Masumbuko, says more than 65% of the children who have returned back to Burundi are coming from Tanzania. Abdulatif Said has more details.
It's a two-day meeting, involves stakeholders, government officials of Tanzania and their counterparts from Burundi, whom they've been meeting here for the main case of human trafficking between these two countries.
We will address the root causes of irregular migration from Burundi to Tanzania, but also after that we need to see how we can protect those who are found in the situation of irregular migration here in the country, especially if the ones that are being found are children, who are children all that are under the age of 18. How do we assist them in returning home? Because we cannot prosecute them as adults. As children, they deserve to be returned home. So we need to see how the return process is dignified and provides protection.
According to United Nations, most of immigrants from Burundi comes for economic activities in Tanzania, and illegal immigrants live unsafe conditions and regret for being abused.
In the first place, they don't want to go back home. For them, they want to stay here. So most of the time, they will be hiding in the places, continue to do whatever that they are doing, and in the end, it gives an opportunity for those people who are exploiting those children. They are abusing them. They are facing the violence, different forms of violence, and at some point, even they don't get paid.
Both government authorities of Tanzania and Burundi insist immigrants to abide with the law enforcement.
Every individual from Tanzania and Burundi should see this problem as basic and serious, because these children need to get the education from their families and make sure that they get all that they need, that is basic needs and interest for the children.
So we have to make effort to know that Burundian who will like to move to Tanzania should follow the way that agreed between our countries.
According to the statistics, more than 1,300 children have been returned to Burundi from various countries in the world, of which 806 from Tanzania. Abdul Latif Saidi, TBC Kigoma.
The Director of Nursing at Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute, Roba Alois, says relevant training for the local nurses plays a critical role in improving the country's health services, giving a chance to the country to keep up with the global advancement in the health sector. He made the remarks when speaking to TBC News, explaining how the institute runs the training programs for nurses.
We have been training a batch of about 3 now, groups of nurses, including nurses from outside our country, for example, from Rwanda, from Zambia. They have been very interested in attending this course. And the good thing now, we have also joined hands with the University of Dar es Salaam to conduct this course together, so that at the end we provide a certificate that is shared by the University of Dar es Salaam and Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute.
Furthermore, the director explains the criteria used to select nurses to participate in the training.
Join this course, you must be a nurse. And when I say you must be a nurse, it is that you have undergone the training in the nursing. That's one. You have to be registered by your council, whether within Tanzania or outside Tanzania. And the third thing, you must have an active license of practicing as a nurse. Because when you come here, you will have a theory part of the training, but also the practical part of the training.
Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned for all the latest in the international news. And here's the international news as compiled by Ramadhan Mpenda and read by Teddy Mparanyanga.
Senegal's President Macky Sall has announced plans for a general forgiveness for political demonstrators from 2021 to 2024, seeking to ease tensions ahead of upcoming elections. Speaking at a national dialogue, Sall repeated his commitment to holding elections before the rainy season begins in July and assured that he'll honor his mandate's end in April. In a significant move towards reconciliation, President Macky Sall expressed his intention to submit a bill to the National Assembly, calling for forgiveness for political acts related to demonstrations during the specified period. However, tensions remain high as rejected candidate Aliou Sarr highlighted Senegal's rich political history, emphasizing the importance of national dialogues in ensuring democratic alternations of power. The delay in announcing the election date has heightened tensions, prompting concerns about the electoral process's integrity and transparency. South Africa has recorded 499 rhinos poached in 2023, 51 more than the previous year, despite efforts to protect the animals. The South African Environment Minister, Barbara Creecy, has said in 2023, 406 rhinos were killed on state properties and 93 on privately owned parks, reserves, and farms. The minister added that the pressure again has been felt in the KwaZulu-Natal province, with Hluyo and Mfolozi Park facing the brunt of poaching cases. South Africa is home to nearly half of the critically endangered black rhino population in Africa and to the world's largest population of near-threatened white rhinos. In recent years, authorities have tightened security, particularly around the Kruger National Park, a tourist magnet bordering Mozambique that has seen its rhino population fall drastically over the past 15 years. Rhinos are poached for their horns, which are used in East Asian countries for making traditional medicines and jewelry. And the Republic of Benin has pledged to deploy 2,000 troops to Haiti as a part of a multinational peacekeeping force to help the Caribbean nation's police fight armed gangs. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, made this known during a press conference in Guyana. The announcement also comes on the heels of the United States committing $200 million in support, marking a significant international effort to restore peace and democracy in Haiti without direct military involvement. The United Nations in October authorized the mission, a year after Haiti's unelected government made the request. Kenya, which was the first nation in Africa to respond to the request, has pledged to lead the mission, offering 1,000 police officers, but a local court later barred the move as unconstitutional.
And that was the international news. Sports news is up next. And in sports, the management of the Tanzania Swimming Association says that the best continuation of the preparations made by the clubs and the private players will be very productive for the national team in the participation of the international competitions. The chairperson of the association, David Mwasioge, says that the presence of various local competitions signifies the vitality of the game itself, while the mission is to win competitions and bring medals of this game to Tanzania.
Competition that we're doing is part of the development program to see what is the progress of our swimmer that they're doing so far. So they're training at their club, so we need to give them this type of competition so that they can showcase the training we've been doing at our club level. It's shown impact in the gala.
The African Swimming Championships will officially start in May in Angola, and the local divers have already started training to be ready for the competitions. The management of Yanga Sports Club says the club eyes a final stage of the CAF Champions League, and by winning their last group stage game against Al Ahly to ensure the club finishes at the top of the group. Speaking to journalists, the media and communication manager Ali Kamwe says based on the fact that the club owns quality players and enthusiastic fans, the club believes they will reach the final of the CAF Champions League.
Our mission is to reach the end of this competition for the will of God. Go and tell them the goal of young Africans after reaching the quarterfinal is to reach the final of the competition, regardless of who we are going to meet.
Yanga is on the way to Egypt for the final game of the group stage of the CAF Champions League against Al Ahly, which will be played on Friday this week at 7 o'clock in the evening. And that sports news conclude our news bulletin for tonight. On behalf of the whole team, thank you so much for watching. Do stay tuned for our Kiswahili news bulletin at 11 p.m. tonight. I am Kanki Mwegomole. Good night.